What's up, world? I'm back again. I had to get George on. He
How's it going,
said,
people?
he said, "What do you want to talk about?" And I was like, "I don't have nothing planned, man. It's just, I know. I just remember a friend of mine was like, you left me wanting to know more about that dude. He seemed interesting." And
Who was that, Roshan?
no, it was Rob, the other little Rob. It's a lot of Robs.
Rob. I don't remember him.
He was on one of my podcasts recently.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
He heard one of the podcasts I was on? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
he
saying?
saw it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
he's a listener. He's a follower of
Good.
the Brandon Floronic too,
Good.
the homie Roaches thing. Yeah. So I was like, I'd just bring you back on.
Well, I appreciate it.
Bring
I
you
had a
back
good
on
time.
in a couple months too after this and shit. Give you a little break, you know.
Okay.
I'd be bugging, and
bugging.
it was a good podcast that we had before this. So
I thought it went pretty well. I had a good
Yeah.
time.
again, San Diego native.
Yes. Not born and raised. Born in Riverside. Moved to San Diego when I was 2. So
Yeah, and then
it was good times. Good
yeah,
times, yeah.
you had your good times, and then you had your falls.
Oh
But-
yeah, I had a lot of a lot of falls growing up, and got
Well-
into running down the wrong road for a lot of years due to
Speak
no
up.
blame.
Speak
Oh,
up,
sorry,
George.
no blame. It's my choice after, but I had a car accident that cost me a baseball career, and
When was this?
in '87, I believe it was.
87.
Yeah, 87. 86, I'm sorry. And so by the time I healed from that, I met my ex-wife. She's now ex-wife, then my wife. And by the time I healed, it was too late to play baseball then. They had already moved on, and I had obviously met my wife and moved on that way. And I had a lot of anger in me. So went down the wrong road for about 20 years.
Yeah. So that was 88. So
About
how old,
86 to
how
about
old were you
2006.
around then?
86?
Yeah.
I was
w-
20.
When you were 20,
20.
about to be going
Yeah,
big leagues.
21, yeah.
So yeah.
So I took it pretty hard because the lady ran a red light and wrapped me around a telephone pole.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was rough, but
Yeah, man. Life.
that
See
life goes.
everyone, life hits you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Just the way it works, man.
Yeah, just got to pick yourself up and keep going.
And what were you gonna be playing again?
Baseball. I was actually drafted.
No, what position? I'm sorry.
Oh, normally a center fielder, shortstop was my 2.
Okay.
Drafted as a center fielder.
Okay. How'd that dab smack you?
How did the what?
How'd that dab smack you?
If you're referring to what I just got done doing. I got to learn your language again.
It kind of.
It's doing me well.
Yeah, you sound like it hits you pretty
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's pretty
doing me
cool.
well. So, good
I'm
stuff.
glad.
You and me both. And I'm glad to be on here. It's had a good time.
No problem, man. Yeah, man. I told my mom, "Hey, Mom, can I get you on the podcast?"
Oh yeah, what you say?
She's like, "What? No." Like, I told her, I was like, "This is my therapy. This is my therapy." She was like, "Oh, all right. Yeah, that's good."
She's gonna do it with
But
you?
no, I don't know. I'll try to get her on.
It was good that this is your therapy, but she wasn't willing to come on though.
We'll watch. I'll make it happen.
Oh
I
yeah,
got
I'm
you.
sure you will. You're persuasive. You'll get it done. Drag her
We'll
over
try.
there.
We'll try. How's life been treating you recently? Like your bike rides, just
I
every
always
day? How
enjoy
you
my bike
feeling?
riding that, but
How was
not able to do it enough.
how was the microdosing and stuff? Like how was it for that?
That was pretty good.
You had a good couple weeks of waves and
Yeah.
good yeah.
I actually had a friend of mine did some of it, and first time he ever done it. And when I left the house, I was feeling the microdose I did. I know he had to be, but he said he wasn't feeling much. Then I just saw him the other day, and he said, "Man, as soon as I got in that car and started driving, everything just started going. As I was driving down the road, the lights just started coming on, getting brighter as I drove under him. It's like boom, boom, boom. And he said, and he went to the casino and couldn't figure out where he was at or where the parking lot was.
Yeah, I
So,
definitely don't recommend driving
No,
and stuff
I
for
don't
the
either.
first time. Like,
And,
you would have
he
to.
he said he had a good time, but he didn't realize how it was going to hit him.
Yeah,
until
like when
did.
yeah, especially when you get up and leave your home,
Yeah.
your safe
You're out
zone,
of
you know.
comfort. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then everything else going on around you that you feel it.
Yeah. He said when he walked into the casino and all those lights and sounds started going off and watching them all happen, he said he was just standing there in a daze, just looking
Yeah,
around.
definitely.
He was getting paranoid. He said, "It's like, okay, time to get out of here."
Yeah, man. It's definitely
It was a good time.
something that you could do, like if you really need, if someone really needs it, like
Right.
they could
It definitely helps.
benefit.
It definitely helps the mind and get you a little creative thinking going on.
Yeah,
As long as you
Know what I
say
mean? Yeah.
microdose.
you'd be thinking like, wow, what the fuck? That makes so much sense.
Exactly. Why didn't I think of that 10 years ago?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Or you come up with a great idea and you go, yeah, and you don't see it on the market anywhere, then within days you hear it on the market being patented or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like,
Exactly. You know,
What
that's
the
just the
heck?
way that's the way it works,
Sat
man.
on my ass
For
way too
everyone, I know, you know,
long. Oh yeah.
they all know.
They all know.
We know.
Anyone watching this
It's
knows.
part of the puzzle.
Puzzle of life, you just got to put one piece together at a time and hope you find them all. Don't have any missing pieces.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what.
How's your life been? After
Uh,
all, you've been on vacation, what, the last 3
I've
weeks
been
almost?
yeah, after that second shot and away from everyone, been, but
You
I've
be
just
playing
been
that well, didn't
relaxing
you?
and yeah. I mean, I could do it like that. If that's nothing. I used to do that for years. So
What's that?
like
Nothing?
that. No, that MIA, like
Oh,
where you,
missing in action
yeah,
mode?
like just disappear. Yeah, I could disappear.
Like, where
I'm
the hell's
alright,
Chris?
though.
Oh, he's gone again. It's like, damn. He's only
Yeah.
worked 2 days out of the last 3 weeks. And now you're going out again.
That's how I am with life.
Yeah, gotta take it. Yeah, you do.
I'm
You have one
still
of the-
standing.
You have one of the most laid back struts when you, to your walk. I can't believe it. You just no worry in the world when you're walking and you're just cruising.
We're just floating. You know what I mean?
Kinda, if you want to think of it that way, you're just floating along.
Yeah.
So, come on, Chris.
Strutting, man. Just
Yeah.
strutting.
Yeah, I almost got to come to a stop for you guys to walk with me.
Yeah, you do. You're taking
So,
off.
I've always been
Where
fast
are
paced and
you
moving.
going? Where are you going? Why are you rushing, George?
Got to get back to work. Like I go to work, but
Did
I'm
you-
rushing to get there.
So you rode your bike, the bike ride tonight?
It's either going to be a short bike ride from here and then back home, or from here to working out and then going home.
Okay. Okay.
One or the other. I haven't decided yet.
Haven't decided.
It depends on how tired I am when I leave here.
So, Father's Day.
Is
You have Father's Day off? No.
No.
Damn.
And you know,
You have to work.
I had sorry. to
Let
interrupt
him
you,
know.
but
Let him know, man.
I had a few people tell me today was Father's Day, was going to be Father's Day, and I'm sitting there driving to work at 2:00, picking you up, and going to work, and I'm thinking, damn, it's almost 2:00, and my kids haven't called me on Father's Day, and I was about to
Oh.
give my son crap for it, and I decided, oh well, I better look.
And-
And it was June 20th. It's like, great, good thing I didn't say anything. It's like, okay, I'm good. I still love my
They tried
kids.
to fool you.
I still love them for another week.
Yeah.
So I know they'll call me. They always do.
But shout out to all the good fathers, man.
Yes, happy Father's Day. This coming Sunday.
Yeah, happy early Father's Day to
week
you,
from-
man.
Today's Sunday, right? A week from today.
Today is
Now Monday.
Yeah,
Happy
today's
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
It's a Monday podcast. That's cool.
Monday morning, start of the week.
It could be Monday podcast or it might be Tuesday. We'll see.
Whenever
It's
you decide
someday.
to put it on there.
It's someday.
Right now it's Monday at the time we're
Yeah.
speaking this broadcast.
Yes, sir.
Podcast, I should say.
12:31 on the 14th of June. And there he was, the man.
Walking down
Stay
the street.
tuned.
I love this design. The guy did a heck of a job.
Yeah, shout out to Adrian's marketing.
Nice job, AJ. AJ?
It's it's Yuma's modern marketing.
Human modern
And
marketing.
it's another Adrian is Adrian. I know him as Adrian, so
Nice job, Adrian. Looks great. Good job.
thanks for the like, damn, I can't even catch my words, man. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think of something to talk about, man. I told you the Suns.
Oh, the Suns, you might be right.
After that,
Suns are
what
could
was
take
it? The Lakers were up 2-0, and you're like,
against the Suns.
oh yeah, the Lakers got
Were they
this.
2-0?
Yeah, they were up 2-0, and I was like,
Yeah.
nah,
You're lucky the Lakers had injuries.
I am. Is that what they always make excuses
Yeah,
for
that's what I'm
LeBron
saying.
teams?
Yeah, LeBron wasn't in, was he? Did he play?
He
wasn't.
was like in like at the beginning.
And
No.
Davis was out, right?
Mhm.
I think he was out most of the series, if not all of it.
I can't really remember. Something.
Anyways,
something
next
though.
year. Next year.
But then the Clippers are down 2-1 right now, so they played it
I think
tonight.
Did they play again tonight?
Yeah, so
Who
we'll see
won,
what
do you know?
happens. Oh, they play again tonight. Today.
Oh, today. That's what I'm thinking it is tonight. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. We'll
They
see.
won.
They could tie it up 2-2.
Their game
They
was
were down
actually
2-2.
Friday.
They were down 2-0 at the same time as the Lakers.
Now it's 2-1.
And
they're
they,
down.
yep, they won 2, lost 1,
I got a feeling.
1-1, and 1-1 again.
I got a feeling that's going to be the home team, or the team wins every game. Whoever's playing at home wins a game.
That
That's
the
the way it looks
Clippers,
like.
the Clippers, Mavericks won in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Is the first time that any team has. The Clippers didn't win their first 2 home games, and then the Mavericks, they lost those 2 home games,
Oh, really?
and then they went back to LA, and the Mavericks won again, game 6 or game 5,
Okay.
and then game 6 when they went back to Dallas, the Clippers won again.
So it was a road
So
game.
the first
road
6
team.
games, the home games didn't win for the first time.
So who won the series then?
The Clippers won that series.
In game
They
7.
won 7. Yeah,
Where'd
they
they
went
play
back
game
to
L.A.
I think they did.
and Clippers won in L.A. finally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the Clippers when they were in San Diego back in the 70s. Before
Yeah.
they moved up to L.A. I think they went to
The
L.A. in late
70s.
70s. Yeah, and they were
growing
the-
up watching ball.
They were the perennial loser. Of
Who
the
else did you
NBA
watch?
at the time.
Who else did you enjoy growing up watching then around that time?
In basketball and that?
Yeah.
Around that time would have been Magic, Kareem.
Okay. The
Caught
Showtime
the end of-
Lakers.
Yeah, caught the end of. Oh, geez, what's his name?
Bill Russell.
No, not Bill Russell.
Okay.
Not Bill Russell. Kareem. There was one of the centers. Who was before Kareem?
Was
that Russell? Oh,
Yeah.
It must have been Bill Russell. at the
Boston
end of his career.
Celtics.
No, for the Lakers.
Oh.
The center for the Lakers. Was that
Will? You're talking
Was
about
that
Will
Chamberlain?
Chamberlain?
Maybe it was Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah.
And
The guy that claims he slept with over 100 women.
yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
Nice claim to fame. I
Will
slept with
Chamberlain,
over 100 women.
100 in a game.
That must have
Yeah.
been the same night he scored 100. Slept with 100.
No, shut up.
I can't believe he came out in the paper when something happened with one of the athletes that claiming something. He goes, "Well, I slept with over 100 women." Jesus Christ.
Damn, like,
What are you talking about? What was the reason for coming national TV and saying that? Well, I don't care how many he says. I slept with over. No, it was thousands of women. I slept with over 1,000 women.
yeah. That's,
Okay.
I remember hearing, like you mentioning that. I
Yeah.
remember hearing about that. And
I
That's
can't
just
remember
so,
when that was.
like,
Probably the 90s, something like 2000s,
Yeah,
early
but
2000s.
90, because he passed away in the late 90s or something right there. 98, 99.
Has he passed away that long ago?
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't have a clue. It was that
What
long.
about, so like you grew up watching boxing then?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali, Frazier,
Frazier, Tyson too, a little bit at the
Norton,
end.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, the first time I bought one of those on-demand fights, it was like, it cost me $150 because on-demand stuff was just coming out in San Diego.
Uh-huh.
Cost me $150. People come over, it's like, ding, ding, bell. Fight's over 90 seconds later.
Was this like late 80s or what?
Yeah, let's see, Kelly, yeah, about 89, probably 88, 89. And it was amazing. The 90 seconds later, the fight's over. He knocked his ass out quick.
Dang.
It was like, other than that, that's the
Legendary, man.
last time I paid for an on-demand fight.
That's so legendary.
That crap. He was, you know something, if he didn't go crazy, he would have been a hell of a fighter. He was a hell of a fighter.
Hypnotist.
But
He's got his podcast, man. You should check it out. Hot Boxing with Tyson.
Tyson,
Yeah,
I
it's on
think-
YouTube. I could send you links to like shit.
is it incriminating if I
On like 420 this past like April, on the 20th, he had a Cheech and Chong on there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
And what's the podcast?
Hot Boxing with Tyson.
Hot Boxing?
Yeah.
H-O-T? Okay.
Yeah, Hot Boxing.
With Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I never thought the man was the brightest guy in the world, but he could
Nah,
he could
he's-
hit, man.
He's come a good way,
Yeah.
especially in the podcast community and all that.
Well, good.
Just opening up and being real, and that's what the listeners want, you know. So
Exactly. They can forgive the past if they
that's like
just show 'em
that's what I told my
change.
mom. Like, this is my therapy. Like, if anything, like, I could use this if I ever need to.
When are you going to get Cheech and Chong
Uh,
on?
nah.
No? You don't want to bring Cheech and Chong on here?
They won't come on my show,
You never
man.
know.
Maybe we'll see.
You said you want to have your own production company and that. You never
Oh
know.
yeah, that's in the works. I ain't never talk about
Hopefully by
it.
then they're not dead.
Ain't no one heard about that, so you said it, George.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're all right.
Nobody's supposed to hear it?
Nah,
Oh, sorry.
it'll come, but
There you go. You're
Yeah.
on your way, man. You're well on your way with your other things you're doing, your other businesses.
yes, sir.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, man, it's all a process.
And now it sounds like you
It's
got a
all a
good lady
process.
behind you. That's all you need,
Yeah,
really.
you know what I mean.
Hey, what you cooking over there?
There's some chicken in there, man. Chicken on the crock pot.
Is that for
Crock
your
pot
guests?
with some roast.
Is that for your guest?
That's from the guest, yeah.
Not from as in
No.
me.
Yeah. You could crash out on the couch before your bike rider.
Nah, I'm talking about the chicken.
I know what you're talking about.
Damn,
just had
let's
to-
beat him on the
I
head
just
before
had
he
to
realized
fuck
it.
with you.
Right. That's what you did last time when the sound screwed up.
When I did?
The day when the podcast we did and you lost the sound.
What sound?
You were doing a lot of that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, but we fixed that.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, you just gotta speak up and.
Am I not close enough? I'm not used to having the mic in my mouth.
Oh man, funny guy.
Crap.
Could you pass me your pen, sir?
Oh, yes, I can, sir. Here you go.
Man, so what else?
Ask me
like
what you
what
want.
else? Like
What do you wanna ask
what's like television? You got to see some crazy shit. What's some one
As
of the
in television shows and things? And
no, like just like in general, like
Well, the first.
like you know 9/11, like shit that changed generations and like
Oh, MASH.
eras and like
MASH. You know MASH, the show MASH. You've seen
Yeah.
that, haven't you? That was a big generation when it brought to the life of the Korean War and what really went on in that. But shows like that, generational shows.
no, just like I'm talking about shit on TV. Like you seen like
I said-
have you got
First
to
game
see
I was bald on,
assassinations at all?
Have I got to
Presidential
see any?
assassinations were around then. Like so
well,
I'm talking about like shit on TV, like
the when I was old enough to remember was the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan.
Oh, see, that's
that
what I'm
one. I was too young for Kennedy. I was born 2 years after Kennedy, but the same year his brother Robert was killed. But I was only a baby, so I didn't know what.
And the
what
attempted
that was
one. You'd have to remind me of how that was. Like,
about. Reagan.
yeah.
They were all. He was getting out of his motorcade, and they had him all surrounded. And somehow, some way, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but got up between him and his security, right up on him, and squeezed through with a gun and just started shooting him and his men around him.
Oh, snap.
And Reagan was hit, but I can't remember what or where he was hit or how serious. Obviously, he lived for years after that, but it did cripple one of his guys, I believe, and killed one of them.
It was the early 80s or what?
That
was that early 80s, late 70s when he was in office?
Yeah, I want to say late 70s. Bush
78
Junior,
to
Bush Senior
87.
took it over. I think 80, 81, I think, when Reagan finally was out of office. So yeah, late 70s maybe, probably about 79.
Okay.
So
Yeah, like,
yeah, I used to love
there was
talking.
a lot of stuff on TV. Like, that was like your guys'
Look-
TV was the passing.
Yeah, yeah.
I forget. I can't think of
The,
the phrase, but
Martin Luther King was killed in '69, I believe.
yeah.
So that
You
was
were a
three. I
couple
was only
years old.
3 years old then.
But you were able to.
But there was a lot of movement going on back then, as when I was a baby, and going on in this country. And I got it to where we are today, and just hope we keep going in the right direction and don't let this country go to, hell, because it's
Yeah.
on its way.
Especially, yeah, because
It was.
you did grow up at a time when
I used to.
it was a lot different, especially
Oh,
with just
yeah.
places you could go and
Things you didn't have to
things
worry about.
people
You didn't
being
have to
around
worry
each
about
other,
the amount of violent crimes you have now. You could have your kids walk down the street late at night and not coming home and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And like I said, when I was a kid, you couldn't even think about walking on the sidewalks. And I grew up in a big neighborhood in it's called University City, right off of Governor Drive by La Jolla. It was a suburb of that area, and there was hundreds and hundreds of kids trick-or-treating. Nowadays, my ex and I lived here for 16 years, about 12 together here. And I say we had maybe a dozen kids show up at the different houses that we had the whole time we've been here. It's amazing the difference. People just
Yeah.
don't go out; they're scared, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Now with the COVID last year and what's going on, the world's changing.
Yeah,
It's
you're
changing.
right.
Technology and the drive for power out of so many people in this world, in this country, that it's going to be the detriment to the country, in my opinion. So,
It's like,
can you imagine if human beings knew how to use more than 10% of their brain?
yeah, man, it would be scary.
It would be. It would be absolutely horrifying.
Fighting something else.
Everyone developing something bigger and better, and would blow up this, do this.
Oh, yeah. It would be
So,
crazy, man.
And
It
that's
would be
amazing.
wicked.
Yeah, it's amazing that we can only use that much. 10% average brain uses only 10% of the brain.
Yeah, it is.
Even the smartest person.
Do you?
I don't even know how you would even tap into that other 90%, but if you ever do, look out.
Have you seen that movie Lucy?
Lucy?
Yeah.
No.
It's like I forget like the story about how she gets her thing, but she ends up like expanding like the use of her brain capability to where she's able to full.
Now, this is a human or a being?
Yeah, like, and then she
No,
just
I
gets to like full capability, and then it's
Lights out from there, huh?
like, yeah, it's crazy.
And it's called Lucy?
Yeah.
How old of a movie is it?
I want to say it's around like 2012 or something
Oh,
like
really?
that.
Is it on Netflix?
I'm not sure.
I'll see if I can find it. Just Lucy. Okay. Shouldn't be hard to remember.
No, it's not.
I'll go home, see if I can find it, watch it.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm trying to
Where'd your-
get another beer in. What's up?
Where'd your roommate go?
I'm not sure. But I'm gonna grab another beer. You want to take a quick break?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. All right.
All right.
We'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
What was here?
What?
Oh, you said
What? I'm sorry.
that was right here in this beautiful town of Yuma.
Oh, the Black Widow incidents.
Oh, what was the
I-
first one?
Well,
Or
Black Widow wise, I was in my back. I found this out after I was in the hospital and being treated for it. But somebody brought to my attention that you have a barbecue that you don't use, and I started thinking about it. Yeah, I do have one, and because they like to be inside of them. And I started thinking about, hey, I did open that up. I was out there one night smoking a cigar, and we were going to get rid of the barbecue, and I just looking at it, and I figured, well, I better see if there's any utensils left inside of it. And so I
Yeah.
opened it up, and there were, and I reached in to get them and pulled them out. Never even felt anything until the next morning. I was getting ready for work, and I bumped my hand. It was a bit here, and again up here. And I bumped my arm, and it's like, what the hell? And
Oh.
then within about, I don't know, 3-4 hours at work, my whole arm was just swollen and numb. I couldn't feel anything. My hand was all puffed up and numb. And so I ended up in the hospital almost 7 days with that before I got out of there.
Damn.
And I went home and
Just
I
sick
looked
as
into
shit.
that barbecue, and there they were, the two freaking Black Widows up inside the lid, and about the same distance apart from when I reached in. They dropped down and got me, one here and one here. And it's like, I gave them a Viking funeral. I torched them inside the barbecue. It's like, you sons of bitches. You almost got me.
Yeah.
So they did get me, but they almost killed me, actually. So,
What's another incident?
I got bit by
Incident.
scorpion out in the foothills, working on a house, underneath a house. Had to crawl under there, and it got up inside my protective suit I was wearing, an outfit or whatever you want to call it. And
Uh-huh.
it got up inside of it and stung me. I felt it, didn't know what it was until after I got out from under the house, and I was pretty sick after that. They ended up taking me to the hospital and that, and again in the hospital for a week to 10 days, I think, being treated for staph infection.
Damn.
And so I gotta really be careful. I've had it been treated for it for quite a few times, and
Staph infections.
I guess each time you get it, the easier you get it and the worse you get it. So,
Yeah.
and my biggest thing is the doctor says do not try to pop them, play with them, do whatever. Just let them do what they're gonna do, and if they come to a head, they'll come out. And that is like, I know.
Yeah.
It's rather nasty. It's rather nasty. So I could tell you something about the other scorpion,
Staph.
the scorpion sting on my ass from the
What?
foothills.
What?
He called me. The
Was
doctor.
this like between different Black Widow attacks?
The scorpion was after the Black Widow. I was
After
still working at
everything?
Toyota with the Black Widow bites, and that was when I was doing back to doing my home restoration. So it was after. So, but it stung me on the ass.
Uh-huh.
And,
You should probably speak up. I feel
Oh,
like
I'm
you
sorry.
should speak up. Just,
It-
I think you just need to speak up.
get close to the mic.
Maybe I'm tripping. Nah, I'll fix it, but
Sorry about that. I'm just not used to having to be on the mic.
I think, yeah.
Anyways, where was I?
You could hear me
When you were talking?
when I talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just speak up because I know.
Now I hear me, and it sounds like I'm screaming.
Now that sounds perfect to me, though.
You're more deaf than I am.
I'm not deaf. Why did I even think
Because
about it?
I'm hearing me scream right now, is what I'm hearing.
I'm not, but
Talking this close.
but it sounds perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Like I know it does.
All right, it's all you production plan. Stay tuned.
Yeah, man. You just
All right.
gotta.
Now, where was that?
You were
Oh,
talking about
bite
the
the
bite
ass.
in the ass.
Anyways, can we get back to that?
Yeah. My bad.
Oh, okay. Where was that? Oh. Anyways, the doctor called me back because they took some. This was the very first time, and they took tests of it, and they said that it looked like there was an infection and shit in there. because they just gave me some antibiotics and I had a tongue. So I went back to the doctor, and he had me laying out on the table on my stomach, and I could feel his hand kind of going around it, around the bite, and I knew it was hard and it hurt. And I feel him work his fingers down under it, and he just pulls up on it, and the pain was freaking incredible. But as he pulled up, he says, I hear him go, oh, and the pain, it was like a golf ball size of just a ball of pus. Sorry, guys. I just looked like I almost threw up. I turned around and looked, and it looked like freaking cottage cheese in his hand. I was like, oh my God. I almost puked right on the table right there. It's like, oh God, that's disgusting. How do you guys do that?
Fuck yes.
Oh man, and it hurt so bad when it popped. It felt like that whole ball came out at one time. It's like, oh my God.
He said,
That was probably one of the most painful things I think I gone through. Because yeah, they heard me screaming in the doctor's office. That's for damn sure. They heard me screaming all the way across, probably. They're like, you son of a boom. But man, it felt good after that, though. After the initial pain went away, the swelling, the whole thing went away real quick.
Damn.
But he couldn't believe he got that and was able to get under it. I could feel him just working down underneath it. And he just balled his fingers around it and just kaboom. I thought it blew a hole in my ass.
That is crazy.
Another way to exit. So,
I think we missed out on how you got bit, though.
that time?
And I think
I
I might have skipped you out on what.
That was
how you got bit by the scorpion.
I was
just in
crawling
case.
underneath when I was doing remodeling to a house in Foothills. I had to get under it and make sure the flooring was supported enough. And when I was under there, somehow it got up under my protective little coveralls I was wearing.
Oh, yeah.
I even had my ankles taped and everything else where I wouldn't get that spider and all that crap in me.
That's crazy.
And it got down in me enough to get up all the way onto my ass, right at the cheek of my ass. And all of a sudden it stung me. It's like I jumped. I felt it, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it maybe backed into something that was sharp, a nail or something. So by the time I got back out of there, though, man, I was pretty dragging. I was sick. I realized I got bit by something or stung. I thought I backed into a nail or something that was in there and licked it up. What are you freaking laughing at, man?
Just because the way that you described that's ooh, a nail, that's like.
Yeah, you never been stung by them?
No, I don't know if I've been bit by a spider either.
Really?
Like nothing too crazy like that. You know what I mean? Maybe a baby.
Well, babies are the worst ones because they can't control how much venom they release. Just like a baby rattler is more deadly than a full-grown one.
Then I probably haven't.
Yeah, it's you would know it if you did. You'd probably been pretty sick.
No.
It depends on what kind of immune system you have to, but black widows and that are going to make anybody sick.
Yeah, I've never been bit by one of those. So yeah, never. I encountered a rattlesnake before, out in the mountains on the way to San Diego and stuff. And I was walking with a friend of a parent's friend of mine's son, so we were hiking and I just came out of my peripheral. I just saw it moving along and I was like, ooh, look at that snake right there. And I just saw the rattler at the end of it. And then he's like, where? Oh, and then I just pointed it out and he grabbed it, he pinned it down with a stick.
Oh, really?
And then he's like, I was like 13 and still was over here like, man, I'm gonna cut off its rattler right now. And I'm like, what the fuck, Jeff?
He's asking a big bet, man.
Yeah, and so fucking I'm over here and I have to grab the fucking thing and I'm 13, like I know we don't have fucking service out here in these fucking mountains. I'm not fucking about to fucking
No way.
die today. Like,
No.
I'm not dying this weekend. Like, I gotta go back to school at the end of summer. Like, I'm just on my summer break. Like, what the fuck?
Buddy, you're on your own
Yeah,
if you want
so,
to piss
like,
off a rattler and take his
I went to
rattles.
grab the thing and then I bitched out like, nah. At the end when I went to grab it with my left hand, like, the soft, and then the bitch took off rattling.
Oh, you let the snake go? You were holding it
Yeah.
and he was going to cut it?
When I went to exchange the stick with him, yeah, I like softened up at the end and it fucking dipped as soon as it felt like the chance, you know.
Oh, hell yeah. It
So-
doesn't take long. You know that.
And it didn't come back, so it wasn't like
Well, it wasn't going
out
to
for
come back.
war shit.
What made you think he would come back? Hey, I'm back.
Man, I was chilling. I was 13, man.
Rattlesnakes.
I was like, I'm not going out here. Fuck that. I got my whole life ahead of me.
My first encounter that I recall with a rattler was hiking up the Grand Canyon with my parents as a kid. I was about 8, 9, 10 years old, somewhere there.
Uh-huh.
We were hiking back up after all day. We hiked all the way down to the river and stayed at the river at the bottom of the canyon and for a day, half, 2 days. And then when we were hiking back up, it was getting just about dark, and we got to a point where a baby rattler was right in the center of the trail, and the trail that we're on, you had nowhere to go, and you weren't going to try to get past this thing. It was just laying there and all curled up. So we ended up, and by the time we got stopped by it, by the time we got the thing finally left, there was probably 20, 30 people behind us waiting to continue up the, and we had to climb still to get up to the top before it got too dark. 'Cause you get down there in dark, flashlights are going to work, but not well.
Yeah.
It's still so dark down there. Your light better be
especially if they
strong.
fucking die.
And back in the day, it was battery flashlights. You
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
what I'm
these
saying, like,
high-powered
if your shit
flashlights.
dies, like, they don't have no fucking...
No.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, this
Hey,
is
honey, wind
real-
up the flashlight. We
this
need
is
another one.
real life, bro. Come on, man.
We gotta get the hell out of this canyon, Jerry. Grab the damn kids and let's go.
So, fuck. So,
But
like,
yeah, it was. We sat there at probably, I could say, close to 35, 40 minutes before we finally just slithered off down the rest of the way.
yeah.
And we were looking around for Mama and see where she might be, but she never appeared. The baby one just laid there.
That's
And
crazy.
that's when I learned that they are more deadly than the other one, and then the mama or the full grown, because they can't release or control what they
don't-
release.
Okay.
So they release everything they have, and you're pretty well done. You're gone. And we still had about a 2.5 hour hike from there. It's about a 7. If I remember right, it took us about to Indian Trail all the way at the bottom where they have little camping and not camping, but day picnic areas and stuff. Beautiful area down there. I think that was about a 4-hour hike, and then to get to the river, where the little cabins or whatever you want to call them
Yeah.
are on the river area, is about another 2.5 hours from there.
And you're like, so, like, after you ended up getting past the little baby rattler and you're trying, like, this is during the day, all of this?
Well, we were hiking up and we
Trying to
left.
beat the sun, like
Yeah,
you
we
said.
left the river. We were all the way down. We went down, first day we went down to Indian Pass, the little picnic area, then we continued to the river that day. Stayed
Okay.
there, and so we had, when we
So you
left, we
camped.
had about a 7-hour hike all the way back up.
Oh.
And we, that was right, I'd say probably a good, maybe halfway up out of the 7 hours, we encountered the snake, and that delayed us a good 40 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
And
But
So we had
the
to hurry
end
to
of
get
it,
up there.
you were like, the sun was down.
it was dark. It was, by the time we had the last, I don't know, I want to think, I think of it as a zigzag, because at the end of it, where we came out on the north side, we came down and then you zigzag back down.
Oh, okay.
And we had about 6 or 7 zigzags to get to the top
Oh,
when it was dark.
Yeah.
So
You hear everything coming now and shit behind you.
yeah, all the little lizards and animals are coming out at dark. Hey, what are you assholes doing on our trail? And the donkeys are walking down a separate trail
They're
to
just
the burrows.
watching you.
Well,
in the trees.
you could take the actually ride the donkey down. I've been down the bottom of the canyon 2 or 3 times with my parents. They were good memories down there, or traveling with them. One trip, it was funny. A friend of mine, Evan Statulik, loved the guy to death. He's a good friend, but he was born the same day as I was, same age, everything, and we grew up together all through elementary, junior high, high school, everything. And he went on vacation with us. We were in 6th grade, I think, and we used to joke around a lot. We were in a restaurant, and my dad, mom, and everybody, we had whatever it was, lunch, breakfast. And as we're getting up, my dad's going to pay, and my dad left a good tip on the table for the waitress. And as we're leaving, he goes, don't worry, Mr. England, I got that money you left on the table.
Oh my god.
my
Oh shit, that's a good one. That's a good one.
he didn't take it, but he told him that.
Okay.
And my dad stops and turns around and goes, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "Yeah, I took it." He goes, "Well, you better get your ass back in there and put it on that table." He goes, "No, I'm just kidding. I didn't take it." And he gets back in the car. My dad said, "You little son of a bitch." He loves Evan to death. Like you said, he knew us since we were kids.
Oh,
Since he was a little guy.
shit.
He was laughing, actually, as he drove down the road. He started laughing. He goes, "You're a little son of a bitch," you know that? It was funny as shit. The timing, we were just having a good breakfast, joking around. He goes, "Don't worry,
Yeah.
Mr. England, I got that money you left behind on the table."
Damn.
It was like $20 tip.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we had
dude.
good times with him. It was a good time.
Man.
That same trip, we went horseback riding at the Grand Canyon.
Mm.
And later that night, we were sleeping out in the tent. And we didn't have motorhome back then.
Uh-huh.
And my friend Evan, same guy, all of a sudden in the middle of the night, he wakes up. He doesn't wake up in his sleep. He gets up, mind you, after riding horses, gets up and just, "Yeehaw!" starts running.
God,
In
man.
the middle of the night, he's acting like he's riding his horse down the trail.
Wow.
He's like, "Don't wake him up, he's asleep." And he finally just stopped doing it and went back to sleep. And the next morning, he didn't remember any of it. He's like, "Yeah, it was fucking funny." My dad and I were laughing.
That's fucking hilarious.
I
That's
could hear
crazy, man.
my sister and my mom, and I think my sister had a friend of hers with her too, with us, in the other tent, just saying, "What the hell are you guys laughing at and making so much noise for? We're trying to sleep over here." It's like, we didn't answer because we didn't want to wake Evan up, because they say it's bad to wake somebody up who's sleeping like that when they're doing something. But it was funny and shit. It went on for about, 15 seconds, just riding that horse and slapping that horse on the ass. "Yeehaw! Let's go get him!" It's funny as shit.
man.
So that was a good vacation. That was a lot of good memories with that guy. I love Evan to death. He's a good friend.
That's dope,
So-
man. I'm glad that like we got to hear you got to like
Yeah.
I got to hear that, and that's
Love it.
like I just
Yeah, that's
listening
it.
to that, I was like, damn, like old, like it's kind of like a sleepover like type thing with your kid when you're younger,
Story.
and like
Yeah.
and that, and but
Yeah.
you're camping too at the same time, so
Yeah. We
It's
got them riding
yeah,
horses and
dope
down in the
ass
canyon.
memory.
Yeah. Good.
I'm
good
glad
memory.
that I got to
Well,
hear
thank
that
you.
you got to share that with us.
I appreciate
For
that.
real.
Yeah. That was a really good memory. So,
Yeah, man.
shout out to Evan.
Shout out to
I don't know
Evan.
if he'll ever watch
If
this.
you
or
hear
will.
this, if you come across this, man,
Yes.
Evan, they're gonna be like, "Who's Evan?"
Evan,
Like,
Evan.
man, they're gonna
Evan Statue.
Like, we want to know where's Evan. Like, get
that-
Evan on the show.
Last
like,
time I talked to Evan, he was a golf director at a golf manufacturer, and this is another guy. This is the same guy in 10th grade. I swear, there's a place called Straw Hat Pizza in San Diego. Just a little mom and pop pizza. Good food. Been there for a long time. But 10th grade, I remember he comes walking into our English class, and he sits down. He goes, "Damn it all! I've been working at Straw Hat for 3 days right now, and I vow never to work for another son of a bitch in my life. And he never did. He became a professional foosball player, which he was damn good. Made a lot of money at it, and a riverboat gambler. And then he took this job with his golf company because one of the guys he met through foosball and riverboat gambling had this company and made him like executive or whatever.
Damn.
And but never worked for anybody but him. I probably safe to bet that he didn't work for him very long because he probably didn't like it. But it was funny as shit. In 10th grade, he made that promise: "You'll never work for anybody again."
That's crazy, man.
So yeah.
Shout out to Evan, man.
But become a professional football player, and from what I understand, he did really well riverboat gambling too in Louisiana and through wherever they got the riverboat gambling going on. They used to have it here, but I don't know where they do it now. Still in Louisiana, I believe.
Okay.
I believe it is.
It sounds like something over there. Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun too.
Riverboat sounds a straight southern thing.
Yeah.
Man, I'd guess we could close it out if you want.
Up to you.
You want to take another break real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right, we'll take a break real quick and we'll be back.
All right.
Close it out for everyone and hope you guys enjoy what's going down. George, you stay tuned?
I'm tuned. I'm ready.
All right, for sure. Stay tuned.
All right.
But Yuma's Modern Marketing could get you banners, flyers, business cards, and wall stickers. And we're back. They obviously stay tuned because they're still here. And we're back with another beer. And it's 21. That's the year. And George, he is still here.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah, so
pulled that right out of your yin yang, didn't you? But it was good.
Something like that, yeah.
It was good.
I like to do that in
good.
my spare time when I'm all alone and the walls are around me.
Was that me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that wait.
Man, that was a good camping story about Evan, man.
I could have a lot of stories.
When's the last time you went to the river out here? Schitt's Creek?
Oh, to Schitt's Creek? Probably at the time. Another good one. My daughter and I and my son's friend went to the river, and my daughter wanted me to go. I wasn't going to float. I was just going to let them float down, the three of them. And she goes, "I don't want to float with Austin. He won't let me float with him. No. I want to float with you, Dad." And I said, "Okay, I'll go." So we're just getting the water. We're not even in the water, God, 100 yards down from where we get in. She's already gone with my son. It's like I'm floating here just by myself. It's like, and I ended up falling asleep. And I was so tired. That's why I didn't want to go. I was so tired. And I worked all night. But I started falling asleep, and all of a sudden I hear them call me, "Dad! Dad!" And I wake up, and they're standing on the shore over there waving to me, "You better stop." And I just kept going. He woke me up, and I stopped for about, I don't know, like 5 minutes or nothing, or 5 minutes or so, because just standing there that short time, I could feel myself already heated up.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the end of the float, I was miserable. And within a day, I had third-degree burn water, third-degree burn water blisters. I was in so much pain for days, but when I finally was able to get up and move, I felt all my skin just sloshing around like a big old blisters, water blisters. I had them hanging off my legs, my arms, everything. Just third-degree burn. I was so miserable. And that's probably the last time I actually went to Schitt's Creek and floated down the river. But I've never been burnt that bad before in my life, and now I feel like now I know what my cousin felt like when he fell asleep on the beach one year and got third-degree burns.
Oh,
it is,
yeah,
it
man,
is
that
bad.
heat here, that sun, especially this time of year. Everyone listening, and
yeah.
for those of you locals,
yourself.
just
Be
stay
careful.
hydrated. Yeah, and
do not fall asleep.
keep
in
that
the sun.
sunscreen on and just stay in that shade too. Like, don't stay out under too long.
Don't
You
be
definitely will bake.
Yeah, it'll kill you.
bake without even knowing, like, you're baked just sitting in there.
Yeah, that was the most miserable time of my life. That was just not.
suck all the nutrients out of you like a sponge.
That was 2013,
Wring you out.
14, not too long ago.
Yeah. it's
Maybe
been a
even
while.
shorter that, sooner than that. But not good.
What about
Excuse
that
me.
stories like
From
with the river that was out?
out of the river.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, I could tell you a lot of things out at the river, but
like the. What about the one with your friend waking up? Cause like how you said with Evan, you didn't want to wake him up that one
right,
night.
right.
When you guys are camping, when you're in, like you had a friend that
Yeah,
he
we
woke
were-
up. He was asleep and
him and his wife
Just-
were out there, and he got to drinking pretty good, and he was always a drinker when we got together at the river. He was a long time participant of the river gang, and we called ourselves the Frogs, Senior Frogs. And but one night he was drinking pretty good. She had some to drink, but they went to bed, and in the middle of the night, all of a sudden we heard this kind of screaming type, but not sure what was going on. And he had gotten in his dream, he had rolled over and started beating on her because he was so drunk he didn't know what he was doing, which is no excuse. You don't beat on a woman, period.
yeah, but
But all of a sudden we heard
He was not.
his wife. Just all of a sudden we heard this like doing in the middle of the night, like just a cast iron skillet hitting the meat in somebody's skull.
Like straight out of
Knocked
movie
his ass
scene.
out, but she looked pretty bad in the morning. She was pretty bruised up. We
Oh,
felt so
shit.
bad for her because it happened so
Yeah.
quickly, and he was in his
I mean,
dream
I'm sure
drunk.
he felt shit
Oh, he
too.
felt
You know
horrible.
what I mean? Like
He
it
didn't realize
wasn't
he
like
did it.
he didn't do it on purpose.
Oh no,
Like,
he wouldn't do that.
this
at all.
wasn't like on purpose to
No.
anyone. Like
It was on a
don't
dream.
take it
in
out
a
of
dream.
context. You know?
He had been drinking too much, and he had never been known for that, and had never done it after that.
Yeah. So
But
it's just a
um,
little
it
story.
was just
of
something that happened, but Christine handled herself.
that bing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that cast
shit.
iron wasn't too far away.
Oh, fuck.
It
Like, I hope
it sounded
that
like a
wasn't her,
freaking
you know what I mean?
like some kind of a church bell or something
Yeah,
going
it
on.
sounds like something out of a movie. It just sounds like a
Dong.
straight movie
Yeah.
scene. You know what I mean?
You knew whoever it made contact with was not getting up.
Something out of a skit.
It was comical when we found out when we were being told what happened, but when we
Yeah.
saw Christine.
Yeah, when you heard it all and stuff,
No.
it's probably like something that would
Yeah.
make anyone cringe. Like, whoa,
Yeah, it was.
definitely.
Yeah, but he didn't have any idea what happened, why he did that. But he was pretty drunk. He was pretty drunk, and he was known to get that way at the river. He was during the year or whatever, the rest of the season or whatever at work, never did any kind of drinking like that. But river, he would just let loose, which a lot of people do. And but when he did, he got a little bit carried away.
When's the last
Um,
time you played some basketball?
Oh heck! A pickup game? It's been
Just
a long
in general,
time.
like
As
shot
in just shot a ball around.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, my son and I used to play when as he was growing up. Until he got better than me, and I told him I can't play anymore.
Man,
But,
I
no,
would
it's-
have to just go shoot a ball around with you one day.
Yeah, I'll
I
shoot some
haven't played
hoops.
in over a year. Shit.
I'll shoot some hoops. I am not
Have to
going to
go.
get in a pickup game now. Because
Yeah.
I'd probably get my ass ran over.
Definitely. No, we could just go play.
Yeah, definitely shoot some hoops. We'll play horse.
No horse for me. I don't like horse.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll play one-on-one. I'll play you one-on-one.
You wanna play me?
You want to play me one-on-one?
Okay, George.
Not that I'm going to be a competitive one-on-one.
We're gonna play 1-on-1, and we're gonna put it in a podcast too. In the break episode, in the breaks, it'll be like,
Have them film it.
yeah.
Do it live.
I'm the. No. They want me to go live. I would laugh if they said that.
Don't you guys want us to go live on that one-on-one game? Watch an old man drop.
We'll see what they say. I don't know, man.
I might surprise you.
George,
I might surprise you.
You might. We'll see. I might surprise you.
I think I've
too.
surprised you to this point when it comes to what I'm able to do.
Yeah, you're
physically.
right.
So,
You're right.
might surprise you.
Don't be squawking.
Who, me or you? I'm not
You.
squawking because I'll be getting my ass whooped on the basketball court. So that was out of all the four major sports, basketball was my worst.
Well,
So I just couldn't get that. Like baseball, like I said, I was going to play pro baseball. I played professional soccer. I lettered in football in high school, but basketball, I couldn't get that eye-hand coordination dribbling a damn ball.
yeah.
I'd try dribbling, I'd be looking at the ball, and there it goes the other way. Somebody stole it from me. So you
Yeah.
can't look at the ball when you're dribbling. You got to know where that ball's going to be.
Exactly.
So
Keep your head up, man.
keep your head up. You need to know where that defender's
See that
going, not the
cutter?
ball.
You see that cutter?
Did I see what?
You see that cutter?
What cutter?
The screen. Nah,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a cutter on the court.
Oh, you lost
Because
me.
you didn't because you had your head down. You were trying to watch it dribble.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Come on,
You know,
George.
okay, hi guys. I
Come
put it
on,
in.
George.
I got you now.
And you want to go live.
I got you
I'm
now.
just kidding.
No, I got to show how bad I am, not talk.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, my best shot was that pull-up jumper. If I tried to drive to the hoop, I was slammed down by the big boys.
Nah, you just gotta go in hard all the way.
Yeah, but when I went on hard, I was thinking about, oh, fuck, maybe my
You're just
baseball
thinking
career,
about
maybe
the
my
contact.
soccer
That's
career.
what. That's what the problem is. You was thinking.
I don't want my basketball or to
That's what it always is. That's what it always comes down to at the end of the day
thinking too much.
when you go back home and you're like, I think this situation could have panned out differently.
Yeah. If
You
I
know,
just react
but
and not think.
you know what? The problem was you were thinking, yeah, you didn't do it. You know what I mean? So
No.
like, let's take
But one of
what we learned today from this episode
my
to
big
do
concerns
it.
with basketball was getting injured from the other sports that I was wanting to play, soccer and baseball. So I had twisted my ankles, messed up my ankles so many times that basketball was a good way to really screw them up. So,
Yeah.
so that my main thing was, okay, if I get hurt doing this, playing a pickup game, whatever, that could cost me my baseball or whatever. But instead, it was a car accident that did that. Cost me the baseball instead of basketball, getting hurt.
Man, those car accidents.
But
are the
life
ones
goes
too.
on.
Right, life goes on.
Yep. Yep, yeah, it does go on. And if I didn't have the accident, I probably would not have met my wife. And now, my ex-wife now. But I wouldn't have my two beautiful kids that I have now and grandson.
Exactly.
So
Some things
everything was good on it.
happen for a reason.
Things happen for a reason. One
You know?
door shuts, the other opens.
Exactly, man.
Just gotta find where that door that's opened waiting for you.
Listen, man. Take it from your elders, like real
Who you
stuff.
calling
Like
elder?
you could relate. You could relate. Like
Yeah.
he's been in the same situation you've been in. He's lived those years, and he's been through ups and downs, and made mistakes, and made the right choices, and made choices that brought him back to square one. And you know, like you've
Just
been
trying to
through all the
continue.
trials and tribulations, and
Yeah.
you continue to breathe and wake up and
Yeah.
keep like
Keep plugging forward.
keep doing moving forward in the same situation we're in, and
Yep.
something
Sometimes
to like
you like to take a step back and just,
Yeah.
you know, let it out, scream out for whatever, but you just got to keep going forward. I feel like sometimes I tell a lot of stories because a lot of things we talk about, you're younger than I am, everybody I work with is obviously younger. A lot of things you guys bring up and we talk about, it's just instant. Oh yeah, it happened to me with growing up.
Yeah,
Or,
exactly.
people I know it happened to. It's like wow, and a lot of things. It's like I'm living a second generation or a second life in my 20s because everybody I
No,
work with is that.
that's exactly how I've been feeling the last year and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like
It's good though.
definitely
It
like
brings me back.
oof, like yeah, it does keep you on your toes and stuff, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
I
feel
guess
like I'm competing
that's how
with-
it keeps you young,
Yep, yep.
and so
It's good competing with you guys, you young whippersnappers.
I mean, it's been a blast having you on, and I'm glad that you stay tuned, and thank you everyone else who's listening. And
Yes, thank you. Had a good time.
I enjoyed it, man. Like getting everyone else like the rest and a little bit more of in detail of George and the person that he is and the things that you've been able to see and
to be continued.
like life you've been able to live, so like thank you again for coming on, and
You're welcome.
everyone
Pleasure being
at
here, man.
home just
Pleasure being here. Pleasure
Take
working
it
with you
in.
for the last year or two.
thanks, man. Like
I had a good time.
take in who you have like around you, especially your older people, and the advice and the wisdom they have, and just
Listen to them.
yeah.
Just
Like,
listen.
get
You
their
don't have to
to
take
get their
their
stories
advice.
out of
Just
them.
listen to them.
I'll let you guys know who be on next. We'll keep in touch. I'll keep in touch if you just stay tuned. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Good night. That was good.
Yeah.
Hmm?